Good day, Professor Mel and classmates. I am Carmela Jane F. Villar, and I will be discussing today development, its meaning and nature, and trends and issues. My groupmates have previously discussed the other topics for this module, social change and social problem. The Collins Dictionary defines development as the gradual growth of something. But how do we define development as practitioners and our students of development communication? Development is defined by Gonzalez as a quest for an improved quality of life for all. This definition is the same is true with one of our readings for this module, Chapter 1 of the International Development Studies from the Sage Publishing, which states that development encompasses change in a variety of aspects of the human condition. From the same material, development has a number of definitions. One definition states that development is generally experiencing economic growth and societal change. One is directly related to the achievement of poverty reduction and of the Millennium Development Goals. Additionally, development was described by Gonzalez as multidimensional. It has political, economic, social, cultural, institutional, and environmental dimensions. It is also multidisciplinary because it draws from various disciplines of economics, sociology, psychology, anthropology, and from the sciences of politics, management, and environment. It is also interdisciplinary. It derives its comprehensive, strategic, and operational plans from implementation from relationships between and among disciplines. And it is integrative. It unifies the diverse orientation to allow interpenetration among disciplines. Given these things, considering dimensions and facets, development engages in mobilization of not only resources but also of people. It can be noted from the definition by Gonzalez that true development is people oriented and participatory, bringing about people empowerment. Let us now proceed to the trends and issues defining development. Because development is multidisciplinary, it was defined or seen as purely economic in nature. It used to be defined as the increase in gross national product. Meanwhile, let us look at the concept of people centered development versus production centered development. This is a comparative assessment by Carton and Claus in 1984. For production centered, exploitation of natural resources to produce greater amounts of goods and services and create massified consumer societies to absorb them. For people centered, it is to enhance human growth and well being, equity and sustainability, and balanced human ecology. Another thing for production centered, for which is delivery mechanism, it is large organizations, corporations, and bureaucracies maximizing throughputs via centrally controlled, functionally defined, and globally linked processes. For people centered, individuals are actors defining goals, controlling resources, and directing processes that affect their lives. Local initiative and participation. Self organizing systems built around human scale, organizational units, and self reliant communities. And the last one, the objective of production centered, economic growth with human well being as byproduct, creation of wealth, trickle down effect on social media. For people centered, it is for human growth in realizing potentials, high quality of life, community welfare first, and economic surplus as byproduct. Do you remember the egg hatching process in DEVC 202? We even draw an illustration of this in our journal, isn't it? The chick has to help itself in cracking the walls of the shell and come out, as you can see in the second stage. This also enables the chick to gain strength as it helps itself. This is the same with participatory development. External factors alone cannot bring development to a community, as there has to be participation from within, or there has to be an external and internal force development to happen. Since development has been evolving, there is now a shift to bottom up approach. The masses now participate in policy designing or policy making, implementing, and evaluating development programs. Public consultation is now being done to gain opinions and outputs from the general public. These processes have one goal, that is, to make development participatory, because without the people, development will not materialize. People are significant subjects of development. While development meets the needs of the present generation in terms of improvement of lives and economies, it should not compromise the future generations and let them deal with hazards brought about by negative environment impacts. At present, there are many projects that have greatly affected the environment. There's been rampant logging, mining, and consumed fossil fuels just so for development. Consequently, we are now faced with so many environmental problems like pollution, deforestation, global warming, ozone layer depletion, soil erosion, desertification, extinction of wildlife, solid waste management, and overpopulation. We continue to suffer these environmental problems because of development. I think it was never worth risking the environment just for the sake of development or improvement of roads or cities. True development prioritizes the environment to be able to sustain the goodness of our planet for future generations. That ends my presentation for development. I hope you have learned something from the presentation. To facilitate discussion, I would like to ask these questions. How would you define development in your own words? And have you observed a significant change or development in your area that has greatly involved or considered or prioritized the people? Please tell us something about it.